Welcome to my web portfolio. My name is Kate Baker. I'm a second-year graduate student in the Master of Arts in Professional Communication program at Clemson University. What you have found is a collection of some of my master's work completed between August 2011 and December 2012. This video will introduce you to what you can find on my portfolio. Before I dive into the contents, I'll explain how I structured my portfolio. After a brief tour of my displayed work, I'll talk about the client project that I started in August 2012. In Garrett's The Elements of User Experience Design, he describes 5 planes that determine user experience. From the most concrete and visible to the most abstract and intangible, these planes are surface, skeleton, structure, scope, and strategy. I began designing my portfolio from the more abstract plane, strategy, and worked my way to the surface plane. I wanted my portfolio to serve both as a deliverable to my committee and as a resource for potential employers to view my work. The whole point of this portfolio is to show my committee I have mastered 6 competencies. Those competencies are visual communication, empirical research design, rhetorical theory, professional communication, technology and media production literacies, and writing and editing skills. This list makes perfect sense to my committee, but could seem odd to any potential employers. Trying to make both parties happy, I decided to build my portfolio around skills I had either acquired or improved while completing my master's. I grouped my projects into categories based on the skills of usability, editing, design, video production, and communication. While I was devising my strategy for constructing my portfolio, I had to consider what projects I would feature. Deciding what would make it into my portfolio is deciding the scope of the portfolio. I wanted the structure plane of the portfolio to be simple, a little broad, but not too deep. I didn't want anyone who visits to have to dig for what I have to offer. When considering how users would get to each project and navigate the site in general, I decided I wanted to use an inverted L format, with a logo in the top left-hand corner, a header to take up the rest of the top of the page, and navigation to follow below the logo, so that the 3 elements together make an inverted L. When researchers have studied websites, they find that users focus on the upper left-hand corner, shown by the warmer reds and oranges here, and spend the least amount of time looking at the bottom right-hand corner of the page, as evidenced by the cooler blues. And as Krug would say, we don't read pages, we scan them. Even sites like result pages from Yahoo face the same fate. And how could we forget everyone's favorite, Facebook? On the surface, I wanted the design to be simple and legible because I knew it would have to contain all the text of my reflections. So what will you find under each skill I've developed? Under usability, to discuss my empirical research design competence, you will find 2 projects that I completed in Dr. Howard's usability seminar, including a report my group produced for Clemson's Extension Services on their website, and the presentation for an eye tracking study one other student and I completed on the sex's comparative ability to read emotions. Under editing, to discuss both my editing and information architecture skills and competence, you will find screen captures of web pages I redesigned for the College of Architecture, Arts, and Humanities Office of Research Support as part of my assistantship in their office. My editing and design was influenced by Steve Krug's Don't Make Me Think. Under design, to fulfill my visual communication competence, you will find the visual resume I completed in Dr. Hilligoss's visual communication seminar. Barton & Barton and Tufte's data ink ratio are included in my discussion of the final design. Under video, to fulfill my media production literacy competence, you will find my how-to instructional video I completed in Dr. Hilligoss's visual communication seminar, and a reflection about how I used Kairos and specific shots and effects to emulate reality TV's selection of reality. Under Communication, to fulfill my rhetorical theory competence, you will find a video essay I created on the topic of progressive disclosure. In my reflection, I consider, through Bitzer's rhetorical situation, if my video can really be considered rhetorical since it was produced under a fictive exigence. You will also find my virtual ethnography presentation and report to fulfill my professional communication competence. This portfolio and my client project paper serve to fill my writing and editing competence. I completed my client project for the Office of Sponsored Programs. They wanted a usability study conducted with Kuali COIAS, a digital research administration system. Originally, I was going to conduct the study with 16 different faculty members from across all 5 colleges. The project evolved to testing with grant coordinators from all colleges instead. With the staff from both the Office of Sponsored Programs and the Office of the Vice President for Research, I created 3 tasks that I asked grant coordinators to complete while thinking aloud. I used Moray Observer and Recorder to record participants' computer screens and voice while I simultaneously moderated and coded the studies. I delivered a recommendation report in the form of a video, which you can find on the project page. In closing, I would like to thank both the Office of Sponsored Programs and the Office of the Vice President for Research for giving me the opportunity to complete a usability study for them. Thanks also go to the entirety of the MAPC faculty for the time and effort they've spent so that I can be here today. I would especially like to thank my committee members, Dr. Williams and Dr. Haynes, and my chair, Dr. Howard, who supported me every step of my time here.